What's going on, everybody? So we're going to be covering a new Shudder original coming to the
Like, oh, okay. He's doing something really different this time. Okay. Wow. All right.
There we go. What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about a new Shudder original coming to the platform on December 1st. A big thanks to those over at Shudder for sending me over an early screener. And today I checked out the movie with my buddy, the Big Rob Theory, who's going to be joining me here in this review. Are you ready for this?
I mean, I guess. Might as well get on to it, sir. Might as well. Yes, I'm ready.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about A Wounded Fawn. Directed by Travis Stevens, who wrote this film alongside Nathan Faudrey. This film stars people like Sarah Lind, Josh Ruben, Malin Barr, and Katie Kwong. So yeah, we just got done watching the new Shudder original that's coming to the platform later this week on December 1st, which I can't believe it's already December 1st of the year, which is
we're not going to talk about that.
Crazy. But this is a new horror movie. I think I'm just going to say flat out horror because that's what it says on IMDb. But after finishing the movie, I almost feel like it was a horror comedy, but we're not entirely sure on that just yet. I want to start off with the positives. Let's start off with the positives because I want to say that this is a movie that I'm very mixed on, but unfortunately leaning in one direction. A Wounded Fawn, I don't want to get into spoilers because I feel like that's a crucial part of what the whole movie is about. But pretty much what I'll say is the base premise is you have a woman going to spend a weekend at a cabin in the woods with an individual that she probably should not be spending that weekend in a cabin in the woods with. With that said, positives. I thought the cinematography was good. It had a nice old film grain element to it. A lot of the camera angles.
Was really, really nice and artistically very well done. Yes.
Yeah, I liked the way that the film looked. It was had a lot of good practical effects throughout the course of the movie. And yeah, I thought the performances were good. I thought the location used was good. And it kind of harkened back to a 70s, 80s vibe in horror films. But what did you think as far as the positives?
Well, when it comes to positives, I'll say the acting was really good. The chemistry between actors and actresses in specific moments, obviously no spoilers, but specific moments was really well done. I did like the performances of the lead people very, very much so. Actually, a lot more than I would have anticipated, especially with how this movie got, and we'll get into that. But that's one major positive was the acting, and another is the use of practical effects and just the artistic value of the movie. Being artists, and even if you're not an artist, you can appreciate good work and phenomenal work on the aspect of artistry, the aesthetics,
good production value, very
production
good
value
looking movie.
Those were good positives, and those are the only positives
right
I have.
Right. So unfortunately, as you can tell, we weren't fans of the movie, and honestly, like I said, I think that the production value things really work in this movie. We were both watching this thinking, hey, we're into the acting, we're into what's going on. There was a good sense of intrigue in the first act, and then unfortunately for me, halfway through the movie, it takes a big turn, and it definitely gets bonkers, and it gets crazy, and that's where we get the best practical effects that the movie has to offer. So there's a lot of really great things aesthetically on screen going on, but narratively, it just felt like it lost steam about halfway through the movie when a big moment happens that completely changes the tone of the movie. And that's where it started to feel like a bit of a horror comedy over a certain point, especially leading into the credits, which we won't spoil, but literally the way the credits roll in and the entirety of what the credits are is comedic and hilarious in and of itself. There's definitely a huge message here in terms of male misogyny. And what did you think about the kind of movie change in terms of its tone?
See, I'm glad that you brought that up because that's what I've been thinking about, is what I was going to talk about, is the way how the tone changes. And it's not even just actually, I take that back. It is a flip of a switch, but it's a drastic flip of the switch.
Right.
It's like you're watching somebody and you know that they're going to flip the lights on, but you don't know when they're going to flip the lights. Off, sorry. And they do it, but they do it in a way and you're like, why did you need to do that? What was the point of that? There's so many times that in this movie, it just took me out because we talked about it. There was this buildup, and we're like, okay, I'm intrigued. There's so many elements. Who's this? What's going on there? Why did that transpire? Why is this going on with this person? And by the middle of the movie, I'm looking at Anthony like, what in the Sam hell are we watching here? Because what did they do? Did they take a giant poop and come back and say, yeah, this is what we're doing? Oh, we're leading here, but guess what? Like it just makes no sense to me that we did this. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Sorry, I know I went off a little bit.
I'm okay with that, dude. I don't care. Honestly, it's a tough one because we were both on board for the first part of the movie. Like I said, there's definitely a heavy message of like male misogyny here, some abusive relationships, kind of like messaging in here, which I think that some of it definitely landed, but there was just a big point of the movie, unfortunately, where it seemed like a straightforward, horror movie where you have a protagonist and an antagonist, and you're, on board for what's happening and you're following along this narrative, to eventually it just kind of feeling like a hodgepodge of random nothingness that just kept happening from beginning to end, where it had a lot of really great practical effects throughout it. There was some messaging layered throughout it, but as a narrative, as something to really follow and think, hey, I want to rewatch this. Yeah, I think this is a one-time watch for sure. And yeah, I really don't have too much more to say. This comes out on Shudder, like I said, on December 1st. Sometimes Shudder has some great movies that they've sent me, and then every here and there, there's those that just don't connect with me. And unfortunately, this was one of them. Again, a lot of really great production value, great performances, and I think there's an artsy kind of approach to what they're trying to do here. But as a movie and as a narrative, it lost steam about halfway through, and I just was kind of confused and bored throughout the last half.
Honestly, man, this movie had potential. I think you can agree. This movie had great potential.
Right.
I think if they were to recant it and then present it maybe with some other footage that they might have taken and didn't put in the movie, or just maybe redo the last half, I think it could be a damn good movie. It's just
because you can include elements of what the last half was, but after a certain time, it just feels like we're meandering and spending all this time, like kind of regurgitating the same scenes
on the same thing. Yeah,
right. And it's like, okay, this is like the whole last like 40 minutes of the movie, and it just felt like, okay, there's great visuals here. There's like a performance art feeling to it that I enjoyed, but yeah, narratively, I just wasn't connected.
Again, the performances, actually, I wouldn't say top notch, but they're damn good. Like they had me. Like at times, I was like, oh, it's just because I don't know. It's just the performances were really good. So on the actors and actresses, top marks for real. I give it to them. They did it. They did that.
Right.
They did that. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, so as you can tell, we weren't the biggest fans, but definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed this film and you're on the opposite side of the fence, please leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about it. This is The Big Rob Theory. You can find the link to his YouTube channel down below, where he also talks about movies and all that fun stuff over there. Big DC guy, so you can always expect a lot of DC content over there. But yeah, a big thanks to you guys for watching. Definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed. Any final words, my friend?
No, just, go into this with a widely open mind, and even then, I don't know. I look forward to seeing what people say whenever they see it, because I know that there's going to be people, and you know that there's going to be people, and you know there's going to be people that are going to be just raving about it in the craziest way, and I genuinely can't wait to hear some people's thoughts, because the different point of views, because I'd love to hear a different point of view about this, because the point of view I have is a caca point of view, and I really just don't, like, I really just, I'm sorry, it just did not land for me, but, thank you guys for watching, we appreciate it, and again, we look forward to seeing what you got to say whenever you get around to seeing this.
Yeah, for sure. Well, a big thanks to you guys for watching. Again, link down below for The Big Rob Theory, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.